Your only goal right now should be hitting 10K per month as fast as humanly possible. I remember in June 2025, 4 months ago, I think 5 months ago from this point, I was at $400 per month, and I went from $400 to 7.1K in a singular month, and my lifestyle increased so dramatically. Like, I remember that start of the month, right, hitting 400 a month, blah blah blah. I had to pay some rent, I had to pay food, this and that, and I ended up getting to zero by the middle of the month. At that point, very very closely into the month, probably a week in. And I was done playing basketball with my friends. It was scorching hot in the UK at this point, and it was just hitting summer. And we go into a shop, right? We go into a shop, and my friends are all buying sweets and drinks, and Lucozade and water. And I have zero in my account, bro. So I'm sweating in this shop, watching my friends buy sweets and drinks and stuff, and enjoying their time. And I'm sat there in my brain thinking like, yo, am I a fucking pussy? How have I made $400 last month? How have I sat down as a man and only made $400 last month? It kind of hit me, bro. I was like, nah, I need to figure something out, bro. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up like doing something crazy. I'm gonna end up just like not being on this planet, bro. And the jump, right? That same month, I hit 7.1K in a single. I think I made 8K in that month, right? It's 8K in that 4 weeks. And instantaneously, my lifestyle switched from, broke, homeless in my boy's apartment, not being able to afford food and rent, to literally flying straight to Thailand in high-rise apartments and high-rise apartments, nice villas, eating clean foods, eating steak and eggs, traveling around on mopeds, shirtless, no helmet on, absolute free, right? Like just feeling absolute free. And that's the main thing about hitting 10K a month. It's not about going out and grinding on your laptop trying to make 10K a month. You don't have to sit here and sit in my room boxed up the whole time. It's about being able to reach the freedom you've always wanted to reach as a man, right? Like as a masculine individual, we all seek freedom. I feel like freedom is the main aspect of what we seek. So hitting 10K a month, especially in the right business model, allows you to reach that freedom. And it's super important that you pick the right business model here as well. Because you can reach 10K a month with SMMA. First of all, you're going to have to hit 30, 40K a month, maybe to get maybe 10K profit from that. And also, you're reinvesting all your money. You're spending a lot of time doing a whole bunch of client fulfillment. You really have no time to yourself in a business model like SMMA, for example, or even if you're a business owner or something like that. I do something called high ticket sales, and in my opinion, it's the best business model to start, right, as a young man. I'm going to go into that very, very soon. But just real quick, right, hitting 10K, right, that first month I hit 10K, one of the best feelings, right, was messaging my dad, messaging my mom, showing them the screenshot of my bank account, showing them the screenshot of my tracker, and being like, yeah, I hit 10K, I hit 7.8, I hit 8K. It's actually 8K, right? So 7K that 2 weeks, and before that it was like another 2K or something like that. So it's like 8K that first month, right? I messaged my dad, I messaged my mom, I get like, I'm proud of you, good stuff, keep it up. Obviously, they're a bit scared, like, is he going to be able to do this again and again and again and again and again for continuous time periods? And I have done so don't worry about any of that, G. But yeah, man, that was honestly like one of the best feelings. Like the respect that you get from your parents, right? They remove themselves from being on your back the whole time. Because as an online business grind, I'm sure you know yourself, bro. Like your parents are always on your back. Get a job, do this, do that, go to university. But when you start making money with your online business, you can literally just tell them like you show them your bank account. I made this amount of money last month. They're gonna just shut the fuck up after that, bro. Like they have to. You made more than them. Like literally, I make more than my parents. It's insane. I make more than fucking surgeons, bro. And also, like getting girls is so much fucking easier when you're able to pay for the bill, when you're able to take them to nice locations, when you're able to pay for drinks, when you're not scared of, I hope don't get the most expensive thing on the menu. I only have a little bit in my bank account. Even approaching girls knowing that your Instagram is on point, you've got status, you've got social proof, you've got people following you that also have status and social proof, and you're a high level individual. Getting girls is just so much easier. You frame yourself as somebody that just has a whole bunch of options, and also is able to live a great lifestyle. Girls looking for fun, right? So if you're able to provide fun for them on a continuous basis, you have infinite amount of girls, you have infinite amount of options, you have an abundance of women, abundance of money, abundance of time freedom, if you're in the right business model, which I'll talk about in a second. So honestly, bro, getting to 10K, that should be your only goal. Like, all of these self-improvement guys are always like, meditate, journal, reflect. But bro, all you should be reflecting on is the fact that you're not at fucking 10K a month already, bro. Because honestly, that will change your entire life. If you hit 10K a month with a specific business model, your entire sphere of reality automatically changes and shifts, because now you're a completely different person. You have to transform into the person that's able to make 10K a month, and then you start making 10K a month, right? Then your sphere of reality changes, then your environment changes, your mindset changes, your self-image changes. Everything changes as a byproduct of you aiming for 10K per month, bro. And yeah, now I'm going to go into like high ticket sales, because honestly, I believe high ticket sales is the best possible business model you could get into as a young man. I'll tell you exactly why, right? First of all, you can work like 4 hours a day. I probably work 3 hours a day. Alex probably works around 3 to 4 hours a day. 2 hours a day right now because he's got a bit less calls. Still making the same amount of money. You speak to one person and you can make $1,000 in 45 minutes. I think my highest paid day was like 2K in a singular day, which is just absolutely insane, right? I made somebody's monthly wage in an entire day, which is around 2 hours of calls. So in around 2 hours, I made someone's entire wage. I made like a warehouse work. I used to make 2K a month, right? And I made it in fucking 2 hours doing high ticket sales. So I genuinely, what high ticket sales is, right? There's influencers, there's business owners, there's people that have, a large amount of followers on Instagram and YouTube that sell digital products and digital courses and mentorships online. And they don't have time to take calls themselves, right? They don't have time to hop on calls and, speak to clients and stuff before they paid them. So they hire people like me, they hire people like Alex, they hire people like, other people that I've spoken to and mentored as well. And we basically hop on these calls for the influencers and business owners and close their deals for them, right? So we hop on the calls, speak to the people, take them through a sales process, close the deal, take the, collect cash, which is the main goal of the main, thing you got to do as a closer, take the cash, like collect the cash on the call. And as a byproduct of that, you start, getting 10% commission, 12.5% commission, sometimes even 15% commission on 10, 15, 20K deals, right? So I sell packages that are 5K plus only. I don't sell anything less than 5K at this point. 5K, 7K, 10K. 10K is the highest I've sold. And, 45 minutes, I've made 1.2K, 12.5% commission, or 1.25K or whatever, however much I've sold, right? And yeah, sweet, you make a lot of money as a high ticket closer working a limited amount of hours. What does that actually allow you to do? Like, why is that important? Because now, all of that money that you earn is profit, first of all. Second of all, now you've got all the time in the world to build up skills as a man. Like, I go and fight, I go to the gym every single day, I hit the sauna, the steam room, I have time to speak and network with people at the gym. I can go and speak and go to dinners, I can go out and speak to girls, I can go and just live my life exactly how I want to. From the ground, I'm building myself as a man from the ground upwards, right? I work 4 hours a day, maybe at maximum, do some admin and stuff. And now I've got the entire rest of the day to do whatever I want to do to build my character up and build my discipline up, build my self-image up and build my persona from the ground up, bro. I can just create the man that I've always wanted to be because I now have the capabilities and the income and the time freedom in order to do so, and the lifestyle as well. You can work from absolutely anywhere. I was in Thailand for 3 months last month. I was in Bali for a month this month. Obviously, it sounds all sunshine and rainbows, right? However, it's difficult to get into. That's the only problem. Just like I heard Andrew Tate talk about this a couple of yesterday or something on a reel, right? And business is always like starting a fire. At the start, it's gonna be fucking difficult to start a fire. But when it starts to spread, once you start to feed the fire, once the fire starts to actually ignite, now it's easy to spread. You can just spread that fire across so much stuff. You got momentum now. So building that momentum is really the only difficult thing when it comes to getting started in online business. But yeah, once you got started, now you've got the momentum to do whatever the fuck you want, right? Like, my status on Instagram has increased massively, and my network has increased immensely as well. Like, I speak to high-level business owners on a daily basis because I'm just in close proximity with them. I've also got an incredible Instagram page, so business owners and influencers like speaking with me on Instagram. I've got social proof on there. I've got proof of results on there as well, so people know that I know how to make money online. Like, my status has increased dramatically purely because I decided to lock in on high ticket sales for an extended period of time. And yeah, also you make more than fucking surgeons on a fucking weekly basis. So that's also cool. All right, how are you actually gonna get into high ticket sales though, right? Because that's the most important part. Because like I said, right, this business is like starting a fire. It's difficult to ignite, but once it's lit, it's easy to spread. So how are you gonna get into high ticket sales from where you are currently? So first of all, you have to think about, okay, what type of person am I right now? Am I lazy? Am I am I arrogant? Am I egotistical? Like, write out what do you believe about yourself, and understand, okay, what does the person that is making 10K a month as a high ticket closer believe about himself? What does he believe? What does he do on a day-to-day basis? How does he get offers? Like, think about like the version of you that's on a high level opportunity, and think about, okay, reverse engineer that version of you. How did that version of you that is on a high level opportunity making 10K per month get there? Step by step, bro. You already know how to get a high level opportunity. You already know how to get a high level position. You're just not doing it because you don't believe that it's possible. However, if you list out the exact version of you that is on a high level position, that's doing everything that he wants to do, that's building his life, has a lifestyle that he absolutely just loves and adores, has beautiful women around him that he speaks to, has a high level of network around him at all times, and has making 10 to 15 to 20K per month on a continuous basis. What does that version of you do on a day-to-day basis to stay that version of you? And what did he do in order to get a high level position? Okay, and once you've got that list of what does that person do on a daily basis, now you've painted a picture of a version of you that exists out there in the ether. So that version of you now exists, right? You have to understand that version of you exists out in the ether, and you just have to align yourself with that version of you. You have to vibrate on that frequency, and naturally you'll attract the opportunities and the surroundings and the situation and the environment that person has. It's really as simple as that. But then the actual like doing an action stages of it is quite difficult. Right? I'm going to give you the step-by-step actions of what I did in order to get a high-level position. Right. So I obviously did this whole that whole workshop, building out the self-image version of myself that is succeeding on a continuous basis, and then also, okay, now aligning myself with that guy on a daily basis. He runs to the gym. He does a full body workout at the gym. He runs back from the gym. He's listening to Jim Rohn's audiobooks. He's listening to, self-image rewiring audiobooks. He's writing down his goals on a continuous basis with the format I'm happy and grateful now. He's doing all of this stuff to align himself as the highest version of himself, all right? So, okay, I understand that. But now what actual actions do I take in order to get a high level position and start making 10K a month? Okay, so first of all, you have to build out your Instagram profile. Right, that's the most important part. Your Instagram profile is your digital CV right now. Right, so if you don't have a high-level Instagram profile, that's got to be your main goal right now. If you want to get a high-ticket closing position, right, that's your digital CV. You have to present yourself like somebody that is already making money, as somebody that travels and is an interesting person and a cool person to be around. You have to present yourself as the highest version of yourself on Instagram. All right, so take the most high-quality photos. Go out to nice rooftop bars and nice cigar lounges. Go to nice restaurants. Go to nice areas. Go to nice view spots and take professional looking photos and post them on Instagram with cool sounds and make it very unique, all right? It has to be authentic here as well, right? Your Instagram needs to be authentic. You can't just copy somebody else's Instagram page. Make sure it's authentic. Cool. So now you've got an authentic, high quality Instagram page. You're going to go out, you're going to message your friend right now and be like, yo, bro, tomorrow we're going to go to a rooftop bar. Or yo, bro, tomorrow we're going to go to a cafe. Yo, bro, tomorrow we're going to take our laptops and work at a restaurant. And we're going to take photos of each other. And don't leave that establishment until you've got 3 to 5 high quality photos that you can use for Instagram. Right? This is extremely important. You have to, your Instagram is like a snapshot of your highest version of yourself. So you need to make sure it aligns with the highest version of yourself, right? Your Instagram needs to be as high quality as humanly possible. That way, when you're outreaching to clients and you're outreaching to people, you're outreaching from the most advantageous point in your, as you are, right? You're the most advantageous version of yourself. Most people outreach with no profile photo and no, photos, no bio, nothing. They just have like a blank slate, and bro, they will never find clients. If you have the most high quality profile and position yourself as somebody that's already making money and the highest version of yourself, you will find a client as long as you do this next stage, which is a high quality outreach method. So what did I do to stand out from everybody else sending outreach messages? Well, first of all, I created a Loom video. And also on Instagram, if somebody doesn't have the feature where you have to like, okay, message them first and then have the message that you can't message anymore. You can just send them unlimited messages, for example. If somebody has that feature off where you can just send them unlimited messages, there's a button on the bottom right where you can record a video. I would record personalized outreach messages of myself speaking into the camera because I've got good communication skills, right? So if you haven't got good communication skills, I highly recommend you build good communication skills. That way you can, communicate your thoughts effectively. So I would sit there and just record myself speaking. I'd be like, hey man, I'm working with this guy currently. However, I'd love to work on your offer. I see what you're doing for the community. I feel like I'll be able to boost your sales a lot more than your current closer or whatever. I don't know what exactly I'd say, but I just speak like exactly like my authentic self, and I believe that I'd be already working with them, right? So I'd kind of like believe I've already got the offer, start recording and start speaking as if somebody, first of all, that I've already got an offer, which I didn't have an offer at the time. I'd be like, hey man, I'm working with this guy, some random guy in the space, in the e-com space, for example. Hey man, I'm working with this guy. However, I'd love to hop onto your offer because I see what you're doing for the community. I like your movement, all right? And, I'm somebody that respects himself. I'm somebody that respects self-improvement, or, I'm really, what did I exactly say? I said, I'm somebody that is big into self-improvement and self-development. So I feel like, working together would be a plus. I just make it seem like it's like the best possible opportunity for that person, right? He's getting a closer that's big into self-development, that's big into closing, that's already on an offer, that's already making 10 to 15K a month. I didn't actually say I'd be making any money on the other guy's offer, but I know Alex, for example, he just sending a fake tracker saying, I'm already on 10K a month, this and that, just to like show social proof and position himself as somebody that's already winning. And that's the whole point, right? Position yourself as somebody that's already winning, or at least you've got drive and you've got ambition. That's the only thing that will push you forward, right? And that comes from your belief systems and your self-image. If you already see yourself as that person that's already succeeding, then everything you do as a byproduct of that needs to be matching to that frequency. So how did that person get a position, for example, right? The guy that we just built beforehand. The guy that wakes up early in the morning and goes to the gym and speaks to beautiful women and lives the life that he wants to and is traveling around the world. How did that guy get a fucking offer? He'd sit there and record a video explaining to people how he's big into self-improvement, how he's going to scale their offer, he's going to help them reach 100 to 200, 300K per month, and whatever. So yeah, that's what I do. I do that 100 times a day. I just spam that shit. I'd also track it on a tracking sheet, and I'd follow up with people as well. So I track it, follow up with people, and just relentlessly hop on an offer while also manifesting my desired reality, also running to the gym, fixing my mind and my body on a continuous basis, and yeah, just being the type of person that won't lose. So I just decided to build an iron mindset and then prove to myself that I was the type of guy that would make it work. So yeah, as you're doing all of that stuff as well, you need to be practicing the fucking script, bro. You need to be practicing the script on a continuous basis. You have to just be drilling the script into your brain so it's just burnt into your memory, right? And that way, when you do get a position and the person says, let's hop on a mock call, let me see how you perform as a high ticket closer. Now you can hop on the interview on the mock call and just, rinse him with all of these reframes and word tracks that you've been practicing on a continuous basis, right? That's burning into your memory, and now you're impressing the guy on the screen, even though you have never closed in your entire life. You just been hopping on mock calls with somebody, and practice calls. I mean, practicing the script over and over and over again. That's why it's important to have a network and a community of people that is also pushing for the same result, right? So I've got a community down below, bro. You can find mock call partners. I'll also coach you. I'll also help you one-to-one build out a game plan of how we're going to get you to the point where you're making money with high ticket sales. And you'll be surrounded by other people also pushing for the same goal, right? So my community is down below, bro. Get that. And we'll both just scale you to 10. We'll get you to 10K a month, bro. We'll get you to 10K a month as a high ticket closer. If you resonate with stuff that I've said in this video, that's just a lot more of that in my program as well, right, bro? But yeah, I'd just be practicing the script over and over and over again. Find your friend, for example, and just practice the script with him over and over and over again on a call. And go into the interview. Now you're clued on to how high ticket sales works. You've been watching high ticket sales videos. You're very into the high ticket sales game. That way, when you do hop on an interview, you're not a newbie. You're not somebody that's just hopped on an interview and lied the whole time, right? You've actually been practicing high ticket sales as if you were a high ticket closer. Yeah, that's kind of the end of the video, bro. Go down there, get my high ticket sales quick start guide. It's called the Cash Conductors Community. You can find people there that you can do mock calls with. I'll hop on mock calls with you as well. I'll make sure to just drill the script into you and make sure to, keep you accountable when it comes to finding a high quality position. I've helped so many of the guys in this space get onto high quality positions, build up their Instagram profiles, build up their status, and get to 5 to 10K a month as a high ticket closer. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe, bro. Fucking let's get this shit. Let's get it, bro.